This is for Year 10 Methods Pathway. It's about rearranging formulas, and it's going through a couple of questions in 2.7. 2.7 question number 1 asks you to rearrange the following, making the variable in the bracket the subject of the formula, and then use the values supplied to work out the value of the variable. In 1a, a equals s squared. At the moment, a is the subject of the formula because it's a equals. I wish to make s the subject of the formula, that is, make it s equals. So, a equals s squared. To get s all by itself, I need to actually take the square root of both a and the square root of s squared. So square rooting both sides. The square root of s squared is s. And when I take the square root of a, I'm going to get two answers, plus or minus root a. So my answer is s equals plus or minus the square root of a. That's the first part completed. I've rearranged the formula so that s is the subject, not a. Then the second part says find the value of the variable given the information supplied. Well, I'm told that a equals 27. So s will equal plus or minus the square root of 27. Square root of 27 contains a perfect square. It's 9 times 3, and I can take the square root of 9. So I can rewrite that as the square root of 9 times 3, which is square root of 9 times the square root of 3, which is 3 root 3. So s equals plus or minus 3 root 3 is the more simplified answer than the square root of 27. Okay, looking at 1c. F equals mv squared all divided by r. At the moment, f is the subject of the formula. I wish to make v the subject of the formula. There's my v there. So I need to rearrange and get v all by itself. The r is dividing into v, so I'm going to move the r to the other side and it will multiply with f. The m is multiplying against the v, so I'm going to move the m to the left-hand side and it will divide. And to undo the square, I'm then going to take the square root of both sides, which gives me v equaling plus or minus, because whenever I take the square root, I get a plus or a minus answer, the square root of f times r over m. That's the formula rearranged for v. Now I need to find what is the value of v given these values that are supplied. So v is going to equal plus or minus the square root of f, which is 9, times r, which is 7, over m, which is 6. 3 goes into that twice, 3 goes into that 3 times. V equals plus or minus the square root of 21 on 2. And that's as far as I can go. I'm going to leave it in that form, 21 divided by 2. Looking at 1i, a equals pi d squared on 4. I need to rearrange it for d. So there's my d. If I move my 4, it's going to be 4a equals pi d squared. Move the pi to the other side, 4a on pi equals d squared. Take the square root of both sides. D is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 4a on pi. You could simplify that by taking the 4 that's inside the square root outside the square root, and you have plus or minus 2 square root of a on pi. And there is my answer. There's two possible answers. Then I need to solve it and find out what d is when a equals 9 pi. I'm going to have d equaling plus or minus the square root, 2 on the outside. A, which is 9 pi on pi, plus or minus 2 square root of 9, plus or minus 2 times 3. D equals plus or minus 6. And they're my two answers for D.